never stunned anymore at what people can do to each other. Seeing all the things that I see.
It's certainly not glamorous and can sometimes be downright gruesome. There's a lot that happens behind the crime tape that we as the public will never know.
And we're gonna go en route. Fire boots, if we're on fire scenes. We have our fingerprint kits. Mine's really old, but I know where everything is, and it works out really well for me.
Craig Lorenz is a crime scene supervisor with the Tucson Police Department. Every day he comes into work having no idea what the day might hold. When officers see that some kind of forensic expertise is needed on a scene, they call the crime scene unit.
Our main goal is to find out what occurred, why it occurred, how it occurred, and who's involved.
Josh Randall is the identification superintendent at Tucson Police. He oversees both the crime scene unit and fingerprinting and says for this job, sometimes you have to think like a criminal.
You have to have that mentality of, if it's a burglary, how would you break into this house? And you put yourself through that scenario. If it's a broken window, where are you going to grab? And you're going to physically, simulate, where you might grab the window.
Crime scene needed. Reference a dog bite victim.
We'll be out on 47's call 123.
It's the first call of the day for Craig. Officers are asking the crime scene unit to come to the hospital.
Yeah, there.
I'm going to photograph an overall view of where the injury is. I don't know what the injury is going to look like, how large it is, where it's at, that type of thing. So that I prepare myself for, definitely.
When he returns from the hospital room, he learns he's been called to another scene.
Reference a shooting victim, and that's all the information I have for right now.
We head to this east side neighborhood where one man has been shot and now has life-threatening injuries. As night falls, officers begin to block off more of the residential street.
Right now, the detectives are briefing, but they're getting their briefing. There's just a couple other detectives that are on their way. Once they have their briefing, get synopsis of the scene, then they're going to call in a search warrant, and my hands are tied until the actual search warrant is approved.
When Craig collects items from a scene, he submits them into evidence. Then it's up to the detectives to request analysis. When that happens, the evidence comes here to the Tucson Police Department Crime Laboratory. This 60,000 square foot building has state-of-the-art technology to analyze just about anything a case requires. Frank Powell is the interim crime lab superintendent and says they currently have 1,500 active requests for analysis.
Some cases can take several weeks up to several months to analyze, depending on the number of items and the types of analyses that are required.
This is the firearms lab, where analysts compare bullets, cartridges, and test fire weapons in the firing range. Sometimes they just have to see if the firearm works. Other times they fire so they can collect the cartridges and enter them into a national database. Each gun leaves a unique impression on the cartridge. With the database, Tucson police can link multiple crimes to the same weapon. And ultimately, all of this work comes down to one thing: justice for the victim.
Unfortunately, that's the tough part about our job, is we're seeing people at the worst time, and the worst time of their lives and the worst scenarios. And so if you can make something positive out of that and get them some resolution, that's probably the most rewarding thing.
Certain scenes will stick with them too, but they say this job makes going home every day a lot more special.
I appreciate the things that I have. I appreciate my wife. I appreciate my life, definitely. Seeing all the things that I see, yeah, definitely.
Ricky Mitchell, KGUN-9 on your side.